Hello, welcome back. Today, let's read a story about Christmas time. Even though it's not Christmas time, it's kind of fun to read different stories at different times of the year. This is a really special book called Christmas in the Big Woods, and it's by Laura Ingalls Wilder. Once upon a time, a little girl named Laura lived in the big woods of Wisconsin in a little house made of logs. Look at all that snow. My goodness. Laura lived in the little house with her pa, her ma, her big sister Mary, her little sister Carrie, and their good old bulldog, Jack. You see Jack? Christmas was coming, and the little house was covered with snow. When Pa came in from shoveling, he caught Laura up in a big bear hug against his cold winter coat. His mustache was covered with melting snowflakes. This story takes place a long time ago. Ma was busy all day long cooking good things for Christmas. She baked bread and apple pies and filled a big jar with cookies. Laura and Mary got to lick the spoon. Do you guys like to do that too? I used to. Pa and Ma showed Laura and Mary how to make molasses candy by pouring hot sugar and molasses syrup into pans of snow. The syrup hardened at once and turned into candy. Laura and Mary could eat one piece each, but the rest was saved for Christmas Day. Isn't that cool? Made their own candy. The day before Christmas, Aunt Eliza, Uncle Peter, and cousins Peter, Alice, and Ella came to visit. Laura and Mary heard sleigh bells ringing, and then a big bobsled came out of the woods. Aunt Eliza, Uncle Peter, and the cousins were inside, covered up with blankets. Look at that sleigh. When everyone came inside, the little house was filled to the seams. Jack ran around in circles, barking happily. Now there were lots of children to play with. That looks like a fun party. Oh my goodness. Laura and Mary and the cousins put on their warm coats and mittens and scarves and went outside to make pictures in the soft, deep snow. Have you ever made snow angels when it snows? That's really fun. They're having a great time. They played so hard that when night came, they were too excited to sleep, but they knew they must or Santa Claus would not come. So they hung their stockings by their fireplace, put on their red flannel nightgowns, and went to bed. They look very cozy. In the morning, they all woke up almost at the same moment and ran to see what was in their stockings. In every stocking was a pair of bright red mittens and a stick of red and white striped peppermint candy. They were so happy they could hardly speak. So happy and excited. But Laura was the happiest of all, and her stocking was a beautiful rag doll with black button eyes and a pink and blue calico dress. Laura named her doll Charlotte, and she let all the other children hold her. That was generous. For Christmas breakfast, Mom made each child a pancake man. All the children held their plates next to the stove and watched while Mom made the pancake men one by one out of pancake batter. Peter ate his right away, but the girls ate theirs slowly to make them last. You see? They're like little gingerbread men, but they're pancakes. It was too cold to go outside, so the children played quietly inside. They ate their candy, admired their mittens, and looked at the pictures in Pa's big green book until it was time for the cousins to go home. Laura held Charlotte in her arms the whole time. There she is. At last, Aunt Eliza, Uncle Peter, and the cousins bundled up in their coats and blankets and got into the bobsled. "Goodbye," they called, and off they went into the woods. In a little while, the happy sound of sleigh bells was gone, and Christmas was over. But what a happy Christmas it had been. And here is a picture of Charlotte and Laura's mittens and her peppermint candy. Well, that was a little bit of Christmas coming in springtime, summertime. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow.